Ugh.
That's not good.
It was.
Hmm.
It wasn't
That's not
bad. I just don't have much to say about it. I feel like I've just kind of been drifting through it.
a neutral day.
Yeah,
Routine.
those don't even feel like the right words. Functional.
All right. Well,
The table is up, Taro.
yeah, join us on the table. It's a multimedia
Yeah.
experience. We've got artwork, we've got maps, we've got figurines.
We don't have D&D Beyond.
Eh.
Who needs them? All right. You have been traveling deep into the south. Through the dust storms and the giant vultures, you arrive in the Deadlands. Ringsight went to the Blue Temple and sat in the throne of the ancients and smelled the incense in the air and had a religious vision. Grimorn also sat in the throne, smelled the incense, and had a religious vision. Powerful religious visions only to those who are religious, which is rare on Athos. Having been given a vision, ring sight, you know that to restore your god, you need one more god spark. To go with the god spark of Magoobliet and the god spark of the lion god. When you
Who
have
was
all
the lion
three,
god again? What was his thing?
I'd have to look it up. He was the god of lion-headed giants, I believe.
Was he like a forge god?
Yeah, forging
Right.
and construction of some kind, engineering.
Yeah.
There was
I
some
never
stuff
really
that.
liked gods or just the gods of, I don't know, racism.
Well, it's probably more like Hephaestus, right? Like a god of crafting, because like in his murals, it was a lot of engineering going on in the mural. The construction of great temples and aqueducts and things. You can see the giants of his age were pretty advanced. Okay, so you had a vision telling you that a corrupted form of your own god was reanimated in the Deadlands, where all things are reanimated as undead monstrosities. A very dangerous place to go. You have encountered the Wardrick. The Balakan troops were sent deep into the south on an expedition, and they came into conflict with a enormous zombie earth drake that commanded the power of the desert and the power of the obsidian to really thrash their siege drake, which is an enormous reptilian creature with a platform built on its back big enough for an entire legion of troops from Balak. The Balakan troops were badly wounded. They were fighting off the Earth Drake to the best of their ability, limping away, doing a fighting retreat. So, in a way, you rescued them, and they're very thankful. And so they have been forthcoming with a certain amount of information in order to show their thankfulness. They're not being uh, confrontational, even though they know who you are by your reputation, of course, and your previous battles with the Balakan forces definitely has them on edge. Their morale was already broken, and they're hoping things don't go from bad to worse. So, what are you all up to?
When you say
Um,
they know our reputation, what do you mean by that?
Well, when you arrived in Altaruk, you attacked the Balakan team and destroyed their Drick and destroyed all of the troops and defeated their wizard. So, word has spread. When you defeat an entire legion like that, it's a sizable army. And there will be rumors spreading that you're a dangerous group that can take on a whole army by yourself.
well, there's a few things that at the end of the last session we didn't finalize. Is like the amount of that we extracted from that zombie or Drake.
Ah, you're right. Let me
And
look
then
that
I
up.
wanted to do a quick sacrifice of the remains.
Uh, You feel a deep sense of rejection in your connection to your god. Sacrifices will probably not work here with undead creatures.
Oh. Okay.
That's interesting. Your fire god does not seem to like to burn certain things.
I'm still gonna set it on fire.
That's fair.
A
Like,
true
don't
show of
send me
devotion.
the smelly flesh into the bronze land.
Yeah. We don't need like decaying zombie flesh. But we can collect all this Drake carapace and whatever else, you know. Oh my.
All right, so I've put it on a note card. You can see. I think you already successfully made the check last week. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head, but
Some stupid number.
all right. So let's just go over it. So the body of the Earth Drake, it's gargantuan. You know, it's probably 40, 50 feet across. You begin carving away these large plates. The reptilian body, it's got these segments, and each one is a bony plate that can be peeled back. And there are a lot of large ones, and then quite a few more smaller plates that are made of a more flexible underhide or a membrane. So you're able to get, like I rolled some dice and calculated how much you could get. And there's some notes in there about what you might be able to craft with it. You could make one suit of full plate armor, or a couple of half plates, or a whole bunch of breastplates, like 5 of them. And with the smaller plates, you could make like 54 suits of leather armor or 10 suits of scale. It's based on the gold piece value and the value of the
Yep.
armors that would be produced from them.
Wow, we can do quite a bit.
It would require a lot of work in order to craft those items, though, and you need a really good craftsman that can work with very tough material. They would have to have metal tools, which not every craftsman's going to be able to like acquire metal tools, so that's a big expense right off the bat.
I think we can make that happen.
But you're able to cut away the plates. You probably would have to use like a really good weapon, maybe even your magic sword, in order to cut the incredibly dense hide. In fact, the hide is so dense that like the estimated value, like you could actually just like melt it down into just ore
Pure.
and just sell it as iron. If you didn't want to make any armor, it has just a pure value as iron.
Well, I was assisting Morg on that.
Then there's a bunch of claws, and each one of these claws, coming off a creature this massive, you could take one of these claws and you could fashion a weapon out of it. It's as hard as an iron weapon, which makes it incredibly valuable. They'd be worth about 15 gold each, and then would again require some crafting to make it into a useful weapon, or a tool maybe, like a pick. You could probably make a pick out of one of these claws. That would be good to break up rocks, because it's as hard as iron, so anything softer than iron is going to break up pretty easily with this. And then there's teeth. They're large, durable, mineralized, and it looks like they're about right for making ballista bolts out of them. And you can make very nice ballista bolts out of that. 9 or 10 of them, depending. And then there's 12 bags of earth elemental dust that you could pull out of this thing, which is sort of a spell component for earth magic.
I think we should keep that on the side, and whatever we can, maybe we can make some really strong weapon and armor for some of our troops. Or we can also, like, if we need the gold, it's worth quite a bit. Do you guys need anything in there? Particular?
Not really. I feel like it was just going to be used to like outfit our army.
I guess it would end up would it be like Mastercraft type of stuff, or would it end up being magical?
So the quality is based on the craftsman, so you need to find a craftsman that is
Okay.
skilled enough to make
Yeah.
Mastercraft.
But, you know, the teeth for ballistas, we can always keep that on the ship for that.
It wouldn't be too hard to load all of this onto the airship, so
Yeah.
all of that can basically just go into the hold as the Earth Drake supplies.
Temporarily.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll set the remain on fire. I
Yeah,
don't wanna
just
leave
burn what's
anything
left.
behind.
Burn the meat,
Yeah, it'll be a giant fucking bonfire.
the rotting meat of the zombie.
We don't need this thing to be reanimated. So, like, knowing what I know about the undead, what kind of magic would be required to bring such creature back to life into a zombie?
Roll an Arcana check.
Arcana. Fuck.
It's okay. Just roll a d20 and tell me what you get.
Yeah. I don't remember all those little stats. I get a 19.
See,
I
19
think
means
I
you're...
think I get a +1. I think I get a like 20.
Right. But see, like, all that was necessary was rolling the dice, because a 19 is, like, almost always going to succeed, right?
Oh, okay.
It's only going to be a problem if it's, like, on the edge of, like, would that succeed or not? I don't know.
Get 2 for guidance.
Yeah, there you go. 22 ninja.
22. 21?
Or you have a +1 for indulgence.
I get a +1.
Okay.
Arcana.
Okay. So, you are attuned with the planes. You know some things about the plane of fire and how it can make the fire drakes more fire elemental type. Well, this is like earth elemental type, but it's strange. It's obsidian. The whole thing is coated in a layer of broken up obsidian. Like wherever the joints would have to move, it's broken, but then in other areas it forms almost an exoskeleton on the outside of the body of the creature, like as if a wave of molten obsidian had coated the creature at some point.
Oh.
So this feels like possibly an earth elemental effect, like a planar earth elemental effect, but you sense something else deeper in there. Your roll was good enough that you also sense a lot of negative energy within that earth elemental. It's tainted by the gray. There is a gray infused nature to this earth elemental obsidian.
This is some weird magic. I explained that to the rest of the group.
Now, the gray being where all the undead go, or where all the dead bodies, where the spirits of the dead go.
But it's not an unusual undead creature, though.
So, making this entire area closely attuned to the gray is probably related to why things are coming back as these undead monstrosities.
I wonder if it's from maybe powered by that item that we're looking for.
All right, so
Could be a
let's think about logistics for a minute. How are you getting all the materials up to the airship? Are you going to load them onto the flying carpet?
No, we'll bring the ship down to load up real quick.
You bring the airship down real low. That's good detail. I needed to know, is the airship like right here at ground level for loading? So there's a storm rolling in, right? And some of the crew is becoming a little bit nervous. And of course everybody puts on the usual precautions. They'll dampen some cloths and cover their faces, or they'll put on a sandstorm mask if they have something nicer. But when the storm comes in, people start to notice that they feel itchy because there's really fine particulates in the wind that are these little obsidian shards. So think about your armor, your clothing, your outfit, the way your character is dressed, if there are any gaps where your skin is showing, you are going to get a terrible rash from the razor-sharp obsidian wind cutting across your flesh. So anything that's exposed is going to become like real itchy real fast.
I use the control weather to try to dampen it, and it takes effect in 10 minutes.
All right. So for the next 10 minutes, this cutting wind is going to be abrasive and blowing in across the ship and across the crew as they're moving things into the hold. In addition to that storm, everybody roll a perception check.
Perception.
I'll roll one for Will. He's not here. I think 25 is his minimum, so he's going to spot it.
No, not his perception. I got 21.
Minimum.
24.
Yeah, I guess it's only investigate, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's investigate is good. It's not, wisdom is perception. But we have a 24, and I am minimum 21.
Gotcha. All right, you're gonna spot it too then. All right, so in the distance, the storm is darkening everything, and the light level is low, so the visibility isn't great. So these creatures approach, and they're able to get a lot closer than you would think because they're obscured by the moving sands and the winds and the obsidian and the noise. And so they were able to come a lot closer than you would want them to be, because when you catch a glimpse of them, these are clearly undead. And I got some figurines. Let's see here. All right, you are approached by a whole bunch of men. The one standing out in front, he's a tall warrior, and he's dressed in armor, but it looks very light, incredibly light even, like not the thick plates that you would expect, but an incredibly thin, metallic, almost skin-tight metallic armor that he's wearing. You've never seen anything quite like it, probably. And because his armor is so light, you can see his body pretty clearly, right? And it's grotesque. So this front runner undead creature, he's like something out of Hellraiser. His skin is like a saggy outer layer over top of what's actually his skin. So he's wearing a second skin on top of his own skin, like a skin-tight leather bodysuit, where it's like exposed around the mouth and the eyes and stuff, and it looks like old and thick, like it's like dried over time into a hard leather armor of sorts, the skin that he's wearing. And behind him is an array of lesser warriors, but all of them, they're dressed similarly, and each of them has a shield emblazoned with a woman's face. And it's a woman's face that you are familiar with. Now, recently, when you were in Rom, you saw the shield that Kazakh Olram carried around. Kazakh Olram was a loyal man of Abalok Ra, the sorcerer queen of Rom. And strangely enough, the sorcerer queen of Rom, her face is emblazoned on the shields of all of these undead troops here.
I will speak to them. I have a good record talking to dead people.
Okay, what do you say?
Legions from beyond the grave, why do you haunt this wasteland far from home?
Okay, the lead person with his skin suit, he doesn't seem to understand what you say, and he barks some orders at his men in a language that you don't understand.
Can I not establish like telepathic communication with him?
All right, you're going to use telepathy to try to communicate with him. Does it allow you to understand ancient languages?
Um,
Because I imagine he would think in his own native language from the Green Age, which nobody speaks anymore.
Isn't it kind of universal?
the one I tried to use isn't, but I have the telepathic bond spell, which is.
Well, it turns out the lead fighter here is a Psi warrior with some psionic abilities, and he seems to have a psionic translation spell, and he is going to use this psionic ability in order to translate his own speech in his head telepathically with you, and now you can understand his words that he barks at you and he says, "Living flesh! You will come now, for the master desires your flesh!"
Interesting offer. Who is this master? I like to know who I give my flesh to.
All right. How willing is he to give you information? A 3. Not much. He says, "Shut your mouth, flesh! You have not been remade by the master into a work of art yet."
Do you serve the Lady of Ram? I point to
He doesn't seem to understand, and he says, "We serve the great mistress of Waverly Kingdom, Uynnis of Waverly."
We serve the Wizardess of Waverly Place.
So he's giving you Abalak Ra's actual name from thousands of years ago. She was Uynnis of Waverly. Waverly Kingdom. A place that doesn't even exist anymore. Possibly buried deep underneath Rom.
Come, sit down, and we will have literally infinite time to go about this business. I would like to know more of this Waverly realm. It sounds like a wonderful place.
Isn't she dead?
Shut the frick up.
All right. Just then, another group of undead approaches from another direction. It takes a couple minutes for them to arrive, but they're coming. You can see the second group, maybe not quite as many undead fallen troops, but there's another lieutenant leading that pack as well, and they're coming this way. This lieutenant looks over, and he scoffs, almost in disgust. He turns back to you, and he says, "Come quickly! I will have the glory of the catch!"
Guys, you want to just follow this dude for a bit?
I think we should get them to fight between each other. Compete for us.
Why are you running away from this group? Are they not your allies? Or your comrades?
He will say that the master will bestow privileges on those who bring the new flesh.
They promised us treasure, this group. What do you promise us in exchange?
They're fighting over promotions.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sounds like it.
So they'll get a reward if they bring new flesh to the master.
We will follow only the stronger of the two groups.
Okay, well, this one, he has more troops than the other one.
That doesn't make you better. That just means you. That could just mean you have the riffraff.
Why don't you tell us where she is, and then we can go on our own?
Well, then we get the reward. That's not going to work.
Keep in mind, it's a telepathic communication between him and Ringsight using psionics, so you'll have to talk to Ringsight and then have him relay information if you actually want him to say something to the person.
I will relay anything that Kriya says, and then, if I don't like it, scold him afterwards.
So the other army is going to arrive. You've now got 2 lieutenants
How many troops in there?
and about 20 of the fallen warriors.
So, have you seen your mistress lately?
Okay, the other intelligent undead arrives, and he's going to sneer at the first one. The first one is going to say, he's going to think for a moment, and he's going to say, I saw the mistress once. 'Twas a green age when I saw her.
Oh, she's dead.
Heresy! The mistress could never die.
Okay, but you died.
Okay, so the other lieutenant arrives, and he's going to use his psionics to enter into a group chat. Now, this one, his appearance is different. His armor barely fits. He looks fatter in a strange sort of way, like only his torso is thicker than it needs to be. And it's bulging in places as if he's got extra organs within his torso.
Sounds very painful.
Yeah. Well, he's undead, so he probably doesn't feel anything. So that undead is going to arrive, and he is going to repeat much the same as the first one, and he's going to say, Master Ramaza requests that you join us and come to our secret lair.
Who is Ramaza?
Ramaza is the great lord.
Is that the same as Weeness?
Uinus? No. Ramaza is but an underling. He serves the great lady.
Oh, wait, then who do you guys serve? I say to the other ones.
Ha! Must I explain the hierarchy? There is the fallen, then there are us, then there is the Master Ramaza, and then far above him is the great Lady Uinus of Waverly.
So both of them.
So which one of
technically-
you is higher ranked than the other one?
Yeah, they're both lieutenants.
Okay, so the same.
So the second one says, I will take these new guests to our master. And the first one spits at him and says, no, you will not. I found them first.
So I have a question. Assume for the sake of argument that Iwines is dead. What would you then do?
We would serve the great lady in death.
Interesting. Okay. I know how to settle this. You two cannot agree on who should bring us in, so I will suggest a contest. Alright? What are you two both equally good at?
They are equally good at combat. They're going to draw their weapons. And then the first
All right.
one will say, no, we must not fight each other. The master has forbidden it.
No, you're not. You don't have to fight. That's not what it is. You have to a contest of arms. We will provide a target, and whoever hits the target the best wins.
The undead don't seem very interested in playing your games. They're going to repeat their demands as if you didn't even say anything. The first one will demand that the new flesh must join him to be made into art. And the second one, the more polite one, he is going to say, ignore him, come with me, and you will be treated as honored guests.
If I join one of you, is the other one going to try to kill us?
They're both going to shake their hands emphatically and say, we must not harm the new flesh. Or
How far is the your leader from here?
Their eyes dart around and they say, not far. We must move in secrecy or the others will find us.
What others?
Other
Oh,
lieutenants that want to bring us?
many others. No, not our group. He's going to tell you that there are dangerous enemies all around, and we must move with secrecy or they will strike us. Our numbers
Wait.
are small, and so we must move hastily or we will all be reduced to our incorporeal forms for a day. Can you imagine the horror?
Wait, why are they allowed to fight you and you two aren't allowed to fight yourselves?
We serve the
I don't think they're
master.
the same group.
Who do they serve?
Other masters.
Should we just follow them?
As you might know, many undead have a hierarchy. Like there's the vampire and the vampire spawn. Once they've created the vampire spawn, that vampire spawn has to serve that vampire forever. And you're dealing with a very similar kind of undead situation here. So there is a hierarchy where Ramaza is like the head vampire, and these guys are like his vampire spawns that have to obey him. But you're detecting, like, with the, you don't even have to roll insight. I'll just give it to you. You can tell that these are somewhat sentient undead that don't necessarily agree with each other or their own master. But they are sort of forced to obey. Unwillingly.
Still a
I'm
service.
going to telepathically communicate with Morg. We could use a mild natural disaster.
Mild.
Like
Yeah,
an
like an earthquake or a storm or something.
Yeah, just a level 8 spell. Come on.
Not in an obvious way. In fact, you should probably go downstairs.
Just a mild level 8 spell.
Well, I already used my level 8 spell on the control weather earlier, so I don't have any more of that.
You got anything of similar quality?
I'm not gonna waste a earthquake on this. I'd rather
We're
just
looking.
follow them and deliver later, whatever.
Is the I have a question. Is
Maybe they
the artwork that they're gonna turn us into, is that like more undead like them?
Okay. The undead on the left, he says that every creation of the master is unique. So you can see that each of them
we'll
is
go with you for a bit.
each of them is quite a bit different. So the zombie on the left, he tells you that your flesh is going to be made into a work of art. So that doesn't sound great. But he also said that he is sworn not to harm the new flesh, which means he's in a non-aggressive state, but he's been forced to be in that state by some sort of command that you don't know about, but he seems compelled. So he's not going to attack you. He's trying to get you to come with him. The other one, he says, don't go with that one. Go with me, and I will see that you are treated as an honored guest.
Our honored guests treated.
Quite well.
Can you give me an example?
What do mortals like? He seems...
That's not a good sign.
He seems at a loss for what mortals do. He's staring off into space wistfully, like trying to remember what he used to enjoy when he was alive.
Do you remember food? You know what food is like?
He mentioned something about an eternal hunger. That doesn't sound good, because he's sort of looking at you with hunger.
That's like drug addiction. That's different.
When he says he's got an eternal hunger, you notice his hand opens up and a spike emerges from the palm of his hand.
Hey, what you got there, buddy?
It retracts when you mention it, and he says, "It is the Zen."
The what?
The Zen.
What's that?
He is not good at explaining it. He just says, like, it is what it is. It is what we are.
Ninja, I speak to my sword and I ask my sword if he knows what they are.
Your sword is going to cast you a vague impression of a vampire.
Okay.
All right, we will go with the one which we choose to, and I don't clarify which one that is.
They're life-sucking creatures.
It's a little different from a regular
Yeah.
vampire because they do it through that spike in their hand, but
Yep.
similar concept.
Hey, is the sun visible right now?
Like I said, there is a terrible obsidian storm raging, and it has obscured the sun. It seems as if when the sun went away, that's when all these undead came out of the woodwork.
They might be the one creating that environment.
You guys might need to spam control weather later.
I tell them, we are so tired. We need some rest before we go.
The two lieutenants, they're looking around nervously.
What are you scared of?
So, the more polite one, he will tell you there are many dangers here. To the north, there are orcs. Do you know what an orc is?
Orcs?
No, sounds like a doof.
He'll tell you they're terrible, bigger than a man, incredibly violent, covered in coarse green skin, with huge tusk-like teeth. Like their lower teeth are quite large and widespread and stick up out of their mouths, and they have low brows, and they are atrocious enemies, constantly at war with everyone.
That can't be worse than a hurt Drake.
That's not all, though. There are also the small ones. He points to the southeast. And to the southeast you can see that there's rolling hills, and in between those rolling hills there are the stumps of supernaturally gigantic trees that died a very, very long time ago. And he's going to point over there and say that the small ones that live there are the worst. Never go there. Under any circumstances, you will die.
What do the small ones do?
Very tricky, very dangerous. They will entrap you and you will not escape.
Oh, by the way, have any of you heard about a creature called the Arrow Sylph?
Look at that. I roll an 18 for the diplomat. He is well versed in all of the religions of the land.
Where's that guy at?
He's the one on the right.
No,
He'll tell you, I know of the Arrow Sylph, I know of the Terra Gorilla, I know of the Mariswal, I know of the Pyrofenix.
I'm
I know
asking
of
where the Arrow Sylph
The
is.
Pyrofenix?
He knows that there was a temple. You actually found it a long time ago in the mountains on the way to the Dragon Crown. So
Dang.
he'll mention a temple you found a long time ago.
Interesting.
What about, do you know of the winged elephant?
Now, he isn't talking about your base. Your base, while it was like the focal point of the religion, really, he was more familiar with the Pentad. You found the Temple of the Pentad where they worshipped all four of the elements, and that's what he's familiar with, and why he has a good knowledge of all four of them.
And what happened to the phoenix?
The Pyrofenix? An elusive one. Killed and reborn, killed and reborn. Perhaps it still lives.
Oh.
Alright, I think it's about time to get a move on then.
Yes, come with us now before we are attacked. The other one, the more crazed, double-skinned undead, says, there are other threats you have not yet even mentioned, the bug dead.
There's a bug dead.
What is a bug dead?
Is it like an undead Thrycreen?
You ask about Thrycreen, and they will say no. And they will describe...
Oh, it's an Nkeg.
They
I
will
think.
describe the Stag Zagath. The worst of the bug dead. Okay, so these aren't Thrycreen. These are another sentient bug species. They are bigger than Thrycreen. They are meaner than Thrycreen, and they are undead variants.
Let's jump on the crazy carpet, and I'll just sit on the flying carpet as we go.
You don't want to take the ship?
Oh, yeah. No, we don't take this ship there.
So
Sure.
apparently,
But-
where these undead came from is not far. You would not need an airship to go there. They're asking you to come into the mountainside, basically.
I'll tell the ship people to go back up and a little further away, where you won't be affected by these storms.
By the way, why are you wearing skin?
And Ninja, I'll fill up my my bags. Well, not all of them, but I'll put enough of food for and water in one of my bag of holding for like 2 weeks.
Okay. You stock up on food and water in case you're going to need it.
So why are you wearing skin?
Okay, you ask the one that's got double skin. He's going to tell you that the master has made him this way, better than before.
What were you before?
A great warrior of the mind, master of the way and the sword,
Oh, psionics.
Okay.
chosen
Is
by
that like-
Oinus of Waverly to be a defender of, hang on a second. This is hard to pronounce. Let me look this up. True is our fort. So,
What race was he?
who?
That 100.
The skinwalker.
Oh, these are all humans.
Okay.
So does that like hurt having like skin draped over your skin, or is it just like a costume?
We do not feel pain anymore.
Okay, well, do you assume that it would hurt if you were alive?
He thinks about it, but it hasn't mattered in centuries. He doesn't care too much about pain or any of that. He says the master
enough.
makes me as the master chooses. And the master made me better than him, he points at his rival. His rival, the bloated diplomat, he scoffs and says, "You saggy bitch."
I'm so used to foppish insults. You rapscallion scallywag. That's what I was expecting.
Well, his skin literally does sag and drape.
You baneful cur. No.
And probably the other one would have insults for this one, saying that he's like a bloated worm or something, because he has worm-like pale undead skin, and he is quite bloated around the torso.
So does it just take
Alright.
a few minutes to walk where they want us to go?
Yeah, they're just a few minutes away. Let me get the other
Oh wow,
map.
that's close.
All right. You are led into a tunnel, and the tunnel, it's at ground level. So at the bottom of the winding way, there's this road. It's actually surprisingly in good condition. The winding way, the tidal wave of obsidian lapped up against the side of it and washed across the street of the road, but it didn't destroy it, so it's mostly intact. And when you get to the bottom of the winding way, the wave of obsidian filled in and flooded wherever the real ground was, and you basically go down into a hole in the ground and you navigate pretty deep underground, right? You're going beneath the obsidian at an angle, And this angle sort of backtracks along the wall, parallel to the winding way. And it comes out into a cave. And when you arrive in this cave, it looks as if it's been repurposed. Like some of this might have been a natural air pocket in the obsidian. And they've put in storage chests and probably some furniture and other little additions to make this more of like a lived-in area. But you're still deep into the obsidian, underneath the obsidian by several feet. Is anybody going to question anything, or are you just going to keep following silently?
Is there many more of you in this?
The Master commands quite a few troops, yes.
I am. And how strong is the master?
The Master is a defiler of great skill.
Oh,
Lady Oinis chose him to
oh yeah.
be the master of Truazar Fort. Therefore, he was the best of us.
Does he know that Lady Oinis is dead?
You keep saying that, but we cannot believe it.
Oh yeah, she's dead for sure.
You said she ruled over Rom, right?
No, they've never heard of Rom. She ruled Waverly.
Yeah, Waverly doesn't exist anymore.
That's and unless you think that she would rename her own country, there's no place called Waverly anymore.
The undead stubbornly refuse to believe that Lady Oinis could ever be defeated by anyone. She is an immortal being, a god.
Are you aware that there are other Sorcerer King semi-immortal god beings?
Yes, during the great time of the cleansing, all of the lords spread across the land, purging
Yeah.
the impure races.
And many of them have died.
Yeah, they kind of killed each other with their own great powers amongst themselves, which is kind of why everything's such a... there's no green age anymore, everything's kind of a desert.
Since the time of the cataclysm, not much has seemed to matter. We are surprised that anything else exists in the world for you to have come to visit us here.
What were you planning on doing?
Existing forever. All right, at this point, they have led you deeper into the caves. You can see there's a connecting passage. It goes off to the side, and you can see that there are many, many undead that are sort of embedded in the walls of a cave, and it looks as if this is almost like a mine where they're mining for dead bodies.
Oh.
This doesn't seem like the most productive business.
I'm gonna cast light in the middle of that room.
All right, you cast some light into the room. You can see there is an extensive cave where the entire surface of every wall is being mined to extract the stacked dead bodies of what might have been a ancient burial ground of some kind, where they buried many dead in many layers, and they're all being pulled out of the wall one by one, collected.
Where all these bodies came from?
These bodies have been here for many an age. Since a king's age, I cannot even recall.
Were they victim of the
Is
cataclysm?
your master going to revive these dead bodies?
We are constantly in search of new material.
So, what's he doing that for?
To improve the defenses of the keep.
Why?
Because there are many threats, such as the bug dead
And the Horks.
and the orcs.
And who created that giant creature we killed earlier? Do you know?
Did they
Nature.
seriously do that?
Came out of nature.
Oh yeah, all the earth drakes are natural.
Okay. Well, even the zombie ones?
Well, the same thing that created these undead created that one.
Okay.
So the master.
No. The wave of elemental obsidian infused with the gray is what brought them all back to life.
Wait, did that only happen recently then? What?
Centuries ago.
No, that
Okay.
happened in the Blue Age? Yeah. So a very, very long time ago.
Mm. You know?
Like, we're talking at the beginning of the Cleansing Wars. Like, almost the beginning of the story.
How far have you guys explored the area? Have you only stayed in these kind of deadland-looking area?
The diplomat says that the master does not permit his works of art to be harmed by the bug dead and the orcs and the other aggressive undead deeper into the deadlands. We are protected forever.
All right. Have you accumulated treasures?
That's the fort contains many things.
Oh,
So
we love treasures.
They lead you down the corridor in this direction. You can see that there is a secondary mine that is also opened up here, but they're going to lead you towards a staircase. Now, let me describe this. This is a pretty strange thing. You're seeing a staircase, but it's on the ceiling. So you're walking on very rough cut obsidian, and above you is a staircase going into an upside down door.
Oh. How does that work?
How does that work? The undead probably don't laugh. They're kind of humorless, but let's see how forthcoming they are with information. The diplomat is going to tell you that there are many strange things in the Deadlands, so he's being mysterious about it. The other one says something esoteric. All he says is flipped like a coin.
Yeah.
I'll try to walk up the stairs.
You can't walk up the stairs. They're on the ceiling. So
Oh.
you go inside what is an upside-down fort.
Okay.
So whenever you come to a doorway, like, you know how a doorway would normally have, like, a rounded top? Well, it's got a rounded bottom and a square top.
We're walking in the ceiling.
Yeah, you're walking on the ceiling of an upside-down fort that is submerged into the molten obsidian.
Is the gravity reversed? Are we like floating into the ceiling?
No. No, it just
No,
seems
it's
as if
just upside down.
this entire building is sunk into the ground upside down.
Got
Yeah.
twisted in the ground.
The one undead said flipped like a coin. So maybe he
What
means
was-
the building flipped like a coin.
What the hell happened here? What the hell? Sorry. What the water element happened here?
Alright, so he points you to the double doors that are right here. And then
What's on the other side?
the undead, they are going to take up a guard position, right? So you got the two lieutenants, and they're going to sort of park themselves in a guard position outside the door to either side of it. And they're going to open the doors up so that you can go inside. The
What's on the rest of the?
will say the master will see you just inside.
Why don't you let us see the rest of the building?
Well, the master isn't there. He's here.
We can take a detour.
No, we cannot. We have been commanded.
We cannot take detours.
You will see the master.
But the master has like, and he can live forever. He doesn't need to see us now.
So all of the fallen soldiers have blocked up the entranceway, sealing you inside with their bodies.
I thought you were gonna be treating us well. It seems like you're trying to imprison us here.
No, you are a guest, says this one with
Let's
a.
see. You don't know how to treat guests, I guess.
What's he got? He's got a 18 on his persuasion.
Um,
How does that work with players? How do you set a DC for not being persuaded?
Insight,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. That's your call. Are you persuaded? I'm giving you a number to tell how persuasive his persuasion was.
He sounds very persuasive.
18's pretty good.
Oh, look at this guy. Is Orin like stealthy here or like?
Oh yeah, of course. He is probably invisible, following along on the ceiling, which is the floor.
Yeah, I sent him a message. It's like, what do you plan? Do you want to take this master down?
If there's a lot
I
of
mean,
them,
they're
it might be
undead.
dangerous. Let's see what they're up to.
I'm gonna tell Butterfly to follow us in invisible mode.
It's a tight space. He's gonna have a hard time invisibly navigating anywhere except the entrance cave here.
You can stay there for now, then.
Where are? But we should put our characters on the table, no?
Yeah, throw yourself in the room here, in the meeting room.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I got Orin. Looking for.
Where did you put my character?
I put it on Sia's table, possibly. Oh, there's some of me here. I'll let you, Ninja. I'll let you decide where he is.
Yeah. Invisible in the room somewhere, sneaking around.
Did you find one of your characters?
I did, but it's like a really old one with like super outdated stats. It has like 80 HP. I haven't had 80 HP in forever.
Yeah, right.
Where's the ring sight?
Now, what happened to your figurine? Did you
Oh, I found one.
add it to one of the piles here? There's a lot of figurines over here. Usually we just move stuff off to the sideboard. Got some O-rings.
Oh, yeah, I got everybody except for Mord.
What is my health now? I think it's 129. It's oh, it's 136 now that we leveled.
Why do you have this massive sword?
That's the sword of the winged elephant.
I know. It's massive.
Repeat that sentence. What?
Why do you have such a massive sword? He said.
Uh-huh.
Morg, where's your character? D&D Beyond is back up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they actually had like a page thing that they had problems appear at some point. No, they fixed it.
I think he's adjusting his stats, right?
Where are
His
we?
moving character is just too big right now.
Oh,
No.
Oh, I almost forgot a detail. On your way in, everybody roll a perception check.
Okay.
I don't think Will noticed. He rolled pretty low.
We got a minimum of 22 in the group.
I don't have that
23
big rolling machine.
Alright, you've detected undead in the walls.
I get a 30 perception.
That's pretty good.
29.
Woo. Undead's in the walls of this room, or
Yeah, you spotted a wraith moving in the wall.
I let the other people know. Where am I?
As an incorporeal undead, they don't have to.
You guys?
They don't have to worry about walls. They can just phase right through them. So
There's more than just there's more than just liches and vampires there.
So you would have detected that there's undead in the walls all along the corridor leading into here. None of them came out. None of them did anything, but occasionally you would see maybe a little bit of a face emerge from a wall just for a moment, like when you're not looking real directly, and you'll just catch it in your peripheral vision, all creepy, like just looking at you from the wall. Okay, so that was outside, and then you got here, and you come inside, where you're going to meet Ramazah. Ramazah approaches, and he is an incredibly old man. He's undead, but before he became undead, he was already a very old man. And so he just looks absolutely decrepit. So he wears the tattered remnants of the finery that was common in Waverlane and Terralon, with the Terralon nobility in the Green Age. White silk inspired by elven dress and decorated with silver thread, wave and star patterns, complemented by a fine silver diadem and staff. He also carries an ornate whip.
It's like this is all from an ancient era. What we're looking at, huh?
Oh yeah, a man out of time. Anachronistic. So he looks upon you with curious.
funny.
He looks upon you with curious eyes, looking you up and down and gauging your merits. And he looks at Morg. And he looks at ring sight.
Wait, where is he? Which one?
He recoils. Paladin! He spits.
You're the first one in ages to know what that is. Good job.
He steps back a little bit. You notice that there are other copies of him in the room. There's him, and then there's him, and then there's him, and then there's him. So it's impossible to know which one of these is actually him. There's 4 of him, and they're all here. Randomly, one of them will do the speaking. He's going to tell you it's been ages since we had guests of your freshness. You are still mortal. How is this possible? Did the obsidian wave not wash across the world and destroy all?
No.
I don't know. You're the arch wizard. Why don't you look?
You this place is on the ledge of it. The rest of the world is still intact.
Have a scrying magic, perhaps I could see outside of this area.
Scrying beyond the realm is difficult.
Did you consider walking outside?
Can you describe, though, what you meant by the wave of obsidian?
That which created us might only maintain us here. Who knows what
started
would
it?
happen if we were to leave the Deadlands?
And what started?
You've never had one of your tiny minions try to as an experiment?
What started the wave?
My precious creations, I would never.
So you even value the lesser ones? That's kind of nice, actually.
Ramazah, here's your question, and he thinks on it for a moment, and he says, "It is unknown. It came from the east. But to investigate would be too dangerous for my forces. I will not waste them so casually on a curiosity. Although I am curious, I've wondered for many centuries what caused this disaster."
Would you like us to look into it?
You must stay here as my guest, though. You cannot waste yourselves on the great expanse of nothing.
No, there's other stuff out there actually.
I'm not sure you can handle this.
Like,
can-
hey, here's an example. Did you know that there are still trees?
Yes, I have seen the stumps of the small ones. Great
No,
twisted
like living
abominations.
trees with green bits on them.
No such thing could exist. The choking
Oh,
obsidian
well.
has smothered all life.
Well, how can we fleshly people exist?
He shakes his head. He doesn't know how you can exist. Perhaps you have traveled through time.
Okay, he's
You think that's
delusional,
more
but here's the
feasible
theory.
than...
Many things were possible in the Green Age. Many things. Wonders you could not imagine.
Oh, I believe you. Okay, let me try this. I'm gonna show him some grapes. I have those in my inventory.
Well, anything that you bring here that is alive, he's going to be impressed by. But he says it won't last long here. It's probably already rotting on its vine.
You are very depressing.
He says, "Why would I be depressed when I have such works of art surrounding me?" If you look around, you can see that his shelves are all covered in flesh and body parts, pieces of undead that are half crafted, almost as if to form them into some sort of golem made out of bones. So,
Hey, are you a defiler?
this is basically a golem workshop where he's taking undead bodies and fusing them together into larger forms.
Wait, does he speak common, or are we speaking to him telepathically through ring sight?
Nah, you're using telepathic translation. He is a high-level scion as well, and he has the same ability as the knight that you encountered, so he forms a bond with anybody he needs to talk to so that you can communicate, and then he uses the telepathic translation ability in order to make his ancient language make sense.
Are you a defiler?
A defiler. A long, long time ago I was. I no longer need to do such things, and am no longer capable of doing such things, for I have never seen a plant in the many, countless centuries that I have dwelled here. But the gray infuses all things here, and I have learned to wield its power as a necromant. So he has a weird way of saying it, but necromancy. He's using a strange, unpopular variant of the word to describe somebody who works with the undead.
So would you like to give us the home tour?
Well, I am also a curious man, so I can appreciate the curiosity of others. He's going to look at Creus and he's going to say, "Why do you permit your slave to speak for you?"
Slave? I was no slave. You're talking about the paladin?
You mean this non-human isn't your slave?
No. No, we actually flee. We actually free people that are enslaved.
What for?
Do you know what the city of Tyr is? Did that exist in your time?
No, he's
Let's
never heard
maybe
of that.
hold off
Yeah.
on telling out the city of Tyr, yeah?
He could name a bunch of kingdoms. He's never heard of any kingdom that you know, and you've never heard of any kingdom he knows.
So,
Well, think of it as a relatively new one then, and there we like freedom. This
Fine.
non-human paladin, his whole religion is based on freedom, in fact.
The winged elephant.
What is freedom, though, when there are stronger people? If you are weak and they command you, are you free?
They willingly let the stronger people command them because it suits them, it protects them.
I think
But
maybe
that's
you
their
just
choice.
consider yourself free when really others command you. Perhaps you are coping with the fact that you are submissive to someone.
your descriptions are both inaccurate, and I have not the time nor patience to go into detail on why. Maybe later.
So the four of himself is going to gather together into a little cluster of wizards.
Also, why are there 4 of you?
There's not. There is but one.
Is it illusionary?
Magic! Follow me.
That... Okay. Hey, you know what? I can't say I wouldn't also be a cryptic bastard. Let's just go. By the way, Creus, I've been meaning to ask, why do you look like a freaking commissar?
He's dressed fancy.
Listen, this is my my attire when I'm on the ship.
No wonder he's talking about how freedom makes no sense when you're running around like a member of the Inquisition.
Where are we going here?
All right.
Why are you wasting our time? We have places to be.
No. Hold on. You requested a tour, and that's what he's doing.
Oh,
Okay. So Ramazah leads you into a grand hall. In this hall, you can see that there are enormous support pillars, but of course, it's all upside down. A tremendous amount of... Let's see, the
Place is massive.
middle of this area is all rubble and has collapsed badly. And
Did you guys make this place, or did you guys just kind of move in near?
all right, Ramazah is going to describe the origin of the fort. During the Cleansing War, he was stationed here. And it was a high honor to be put in charge of this fort that was defending the entire realm beyond, sort of a border defense point on the edge of the kingdoms to the east. And to command this point was a great military honor and a great responsibility. And we have served honorably for these long, endless, countless years.
You
But-
sound like you're coping with being ordered around.
In the beginning, we were stationed here, and a tremendous earthquake rocked the land. And then the obsidian wave washed over everything, erasing it. It was a liquid, molten, earthen pool that extended as far as the eye could see, and it was down in the valley. And true as our fort stood gloriously on the edge of the cliff overlooking the valley, at the top of the winding way. And when the earthquake struck, the entire fortress broke free from the side of the cliff, turned in midair, and landed in the molten obsidian, where it sank down. This created an air pocket in which we created our first dwelling. And you can see that in this chamber here. This was where the grand air pocket allowed us to first rise in our new undead form. And all of this is as he's going across the room.
You guys have been living for how many years and haven't cleaned up this rubble?
Yeah, they don't really care. The undead are not tidy. They don't care very much about the sorry state of their fort. It is a disaster. Now, you're going to see that there are more units of lieutenants and zombies in clusters here and there. There's a common area, and there's more of them in that common area than here. So there's probably a bunch over there, some in here. I'm just going to spread them around a bit. There's a few in here. And a few over here. And a few over here. Lots of undead. Ramazah will tell you that no harm will come to you while you are within his lair. He would not let a single inch of your flesh come to harm. Such precious, pristine, undamaged flesh is such a rare commodity in these days.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
So, when you come to the back side of this room here, there's a couple more of his lieutenants.
Who are these goobers?
They're just like the other lieutenants that you met. I'm looking for a table I'm supposed to roll on. Hold on a second. I have to roll a couple d10s here. So,
where did we go?
each of the lieutenants is a pretty unique crafted undead. And these two lieutenants, they're different from the ones that you've already seen. One of them... one of them has an extra mouth on his body.
Oh, hello, Nurgle. What are you doing here?
Have you ever seen Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust? There's a werewolf, but like his giant werewolf mouth comes out of the front of his torso.
Yeah.
That's what this dude has going on. He is like a vampire where the entire front of his body is like another undead monster's head grafted onto the front of his chest with huge fangs. Seems like he would have a bite attack.
What kind of creatures are you?
And the other one, he's got a pincer head instead of a hand. So his hand has been replaced with like an insectile pincer claw, like you'd see on...
Oh, hello, Slanesh.
something like a Thrycreen. Looks like it would have a really good grab or a constricting power. So Ramazah will introduce you to his lieutenants, and he'll say, each of my group is a unique work of art. I have preserved their flesh. I have rebuilt them. The long ages have damaged all of us. Echo, 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 echo. Taro.
What are you all trying to do down here, anyway?
Well, I mean, isn't it obvious? He's making undead.
Yeah, but like, why though?
They made it pretty clear that they were scared of the Bug Dead and the other factions.
I kind of meant more why he specifically was doing it. I wondered if he had an alternate motivation.
Also, he's a vague wizard, so he is coyly going to evade your question by getting philosophical. Why are we here? grand cosmic scheme of things, what are we all really doing with
Okay,
our
I take it back.
lives?
I'm sorry for asking questions.
When you've lived for a few centuries, you really wonder, why are we here? Why do we keep doing it century after century?
We need some freaking games. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can you read?
I have some puzzles in my bag of holding.
Can I read? You can see my spell book is all around you, and you notice that all of the walls are covered in strange magical runes.
Oh.
Do you still serve Oinus?
We are loyal servants of Waverly.
But she's dead. We keep on telling you that she passed away.
Everyone's
Oh,
dead.
Waverly was the place, not the person.
No, like proper, like.
Yeah, he's
Like,
saying
that is
they're loyal soldiers of the city that he came from. Like you would say that
Yeah.
you're like loyal soldiers of Tyr.
And that city is gone. The one the one you're mentioning. It's been gone a very long time.
He has a very yes and kind of reaction to almost everything you say, like, she's dead, so am I, so is everybody. The place where they came from is dead. Yeah, I know, everything is dead. What are you talking about?
They're not part of this world anymore.
Yeah, but you're like undead.
I got
They're
that
like
bit.
dead.
I figured it out. He says, looking at his freaking bone hand.
He's having trouble making a distinction after all these ages. As far as he knows, everybody's dead everywhere.
Yeah, I think he's got the
Except
undead
for us.
dementia.
All I'm saying is that you are free from your master.
Oh no, please! I don't want to start the freedom conversation again. Can we move on? What's the next room?
You wish to see more? Come this
Yeah.
way.
Yes.
He'll
I want to
lead
see your
you
treasures.
to the left.
We're a telepath with the gang right now. What's the play here? What are we even doing? I kind of don't even want to kill this guy. Like, he's clearly kind of off his freaking rocker. But it feels like kicking an elderly person.
Very
He's just-
powerful, defiler, elderly person.
He's like a freaking, I don't know, retired Nazi general. It's like, I can't even be asked.
How often do we have a chance to get a personal tour?
He's not even hostile or aggressive.
Ish.
Well, yet. He's probably going to try to dissect us.
Yeah, until they want us to become.
I mean, they're kind of like blocking us deeper and deeper in this place.
Yeah, but that'll just give us a choke point from which you can all burn them all to death if they try that.
Okay, so he's got options here. He'll show you over here. This is a blacksmithing area where we craft our weapons.
Why is it always blacksmithing anyway? Where's the whitesmithing?
How skillful are your blacksmiths? Can they work with
Probably all
Earth
obsidian.
Drake material?
My blacksmiths have not improved since they became undead. They were all reasonably skilled when they died, but they are locked into their level of skill and will never change.
So what do you make down here?
Obsidian weapons, most likely.
Yeah, a lot of obsidian weapons. You can see that they have a barracks, and the barracks has many troops that are milling about. A lot of these troops seem quite mindless. You'll notice that despite being mindless zombies, they're kind of going about their daily routine. So one of them is over here, and he's got his leg up, and he's using a blue rag to polish his boot to make sure it's nice and clean. And you can see that the boot is well worn from countless centuries of polishing that same spot every day until there's like a hole worn in the leather. And then over here, one of them is sitting at a table reading a book. But the book has disintegrated, and the undead's glowing red dot of magic in his decaying skull is staring at a decaying book that he can't actually read. But he's going through the motions.
Hey,
Similar.
what are you reading over there?
He just opens his mouth and a bunch of dust comes out. He doesn't have a tongue. This one over here, he seems to be sharpening a weapon on a rack. And there's one over here. There are beds all over the place, but nobody is sleeping in those beds because undead don't need to sleep. And you don't see any food or eating utensils around because undead don't need to eat. So basically, like, a lot of the trappings of a mortal are missing, but other things are still part of their routine, and they're still going about the day-to-day. Maybe there's a couple that are sparring, making sure their combat skills are good, or other ones are attending to their armor. So there's a lot of activity, but it all looks quite mechanical, because these are somewhat mindless undead. So he's just going to wave at these mindless fallen soldiers, and he doesn't have much care for them. They're just tools to do a job. They defend the keep against threats.
Why have you not used one of these tools to explore outside of the obsidian wasteland?
They would have been destroyed by the Drake. The Drake guarding the winding way prevented most from getting beyond.
Uh-oh.
Well, we just killed it.
You killed the Earth Drake at the winding way?
No, stop
Yes.
that.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
You fool.
He rubs his
Why did you
ancient
touch-
chin and thinks for a moment and says, "This
Why
changes
did-
everything."
No.
Does it?
You
But
stupid
it'll come
bastards.
back to life if it isn't completely disassembled. So within a day, it's going to be back to its routine.
I set
Don't
it up
keep
on.
me on that.
I set it up on fire.
No. I'm not sharing this information.
I am.
You
Okay.
can't freaking talk to him.
I burned it to the crisp.
Now he
Stop.
was using his psionics to communicate with whoever he wanted to, so he has sort of an
No.
open channel.
What are you doing?
Okay, so now one of the undead factions knows that they can get out of the winding way if they want to explore the tablelands. That's an interesting conundrum.
Why are you giving him motivation to bother us?
Are you saying that there are more living mortals beyond the winding way where
no,
you
we're
came
the last
from?
ones. We're the last ones. But the thing is that, you know, why don't we just leave? Huh? Like, what is holding us here?
All right. So Ramazah tells you that he wants you to stay for your own protection. The Deadlands are quite dangerous.
No, we don't need your protection. I think you need more of our protection than we need of your protection.
He
We also
seems
cannot-
skeptical.
I think
Don't
you
your
should.
cannot
troops like
stay,
regularly
but we
die
are on
from
a
the bug
quest.
people?
I think that if you were smart, you would leave your weapon on the ground and tell your troops to let us go.
He puts his hands up and he says, "Such hubris! I have not seen it since I was with my mistress. Oinus of
Look at-
Waverly, you
look at the
remind
sword
me
that I-
so much of my mistress."
Look at the sword that I look at the
He's gonna
sword
try to
that
seduce harem now. What have you done?
look at the sword that I possess.
And he looks closely at it and does an Arcana check. He's gonna roll with advantage. He says it looks vaguely familiar. What is it?
is the Scorcher.
He thinks for a moment to translate into ancient Riemann. It was Rom before it was Rom. Remaan. Riemann.
I asked the sword, what was your name at the time? At the time of the Green Age or the Blue Age?
I'm trying to think who owned that. Was it Hamanu's blade?
Yeah, it was Amanu.
Okay, so he recognizes that that belonged to Hamanu. What was Hamanu's name? He had a different name back then.
That I don't know.
Oh, I'd be very interested to learn that, actually.
He will recognize your sword as the Sword of Galard, the Bane of Gnomes. Great sixth champion of Rajat. He gives him a lengthy title. All of this is kind of new to you. Gallard, Bane of Gnomes. You've never heard that name.
Right. Write that down. Write that down. So
I'm gonna have to
wait a
have
minute,
that
wait a
sword a
minute.
little bit more.
No, I read the wrong.
No, was it the one that was killing for the trolls? He was killing trolls with that one.
Sorry, I was wrong. That's Nibene, actually. Gallard is Nibene.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't give me Hamanu's real name, so I guess it was always Hamanu. So he will say, the Lion of the Desert's Blade. How do you come to possess this? One of the great generals.
We're just that bloody great.
Do you also serve the generals?
No, we don't service any of them. We actually hunt them down.
Madness. What has happened to the world? So much has changed in the ages that have come and gone.
That's how time works.
No, yeah. I think what you should do, like I said, is drop your weapon and let your troops let us go.
You know, I have an additional thing to say, actually, now that I think about it.
We even finished the tour?
You didn't finish the tour. Grimoire
You can
keeps trying
finish
to
the tour.
escape even though he's not being held.
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps doing that.
We're not being held. Try to leave.
He hasn't done the evil overlord thing and said, now that I've shown you the rules, you'll never be leaving me. Yeah, it hasn't happened yet. We're not there.
So,
But,
Ramazah says, I thought you wanted to see my Truazar fort.
ignore him. He's being weird. But,
You are not being held, but if you go out into the Deadlands, the dangers are numerous.
by the way, I had a question for you, actually. Have you considered not using necromancy? Like, have you decided? What have you considered trying to learn some life magic instead?
He shakes his head, like, you're talking nonsense. What life? He's in the Deadlands.
I point to my own flesh.
Are you offering yourself?
No, I'm just saying it's the idea.
He licks his lips, and his little spike comes out of his hand a little bit.
Anyway, time to continue the tour.
By the way, what blood type is your slave here?
Chicken.
Don't.
Show us the rest of your displays, whatever you call it.
Oh, have you changed your mind? You will stay. Excellent. Come with me.
We
I will
won't
show
stay.
you.
We'll just follow you for a second. And
I will show you the wonders of my lair. There are so many reasons to stay. He'll lead you down a
God
side
damn it! I don't
passage.
want to kill this man.
Hey, I feel like this is a little bit like the Magic Mountain in Charlie, the unicorn.
Okay, so he'll lead you into a fully functional wizard's laboratory, equipped with a large, smoldering cauldron full of strange liquids. There's a couple other boiling kettles full of other liquids. There's at least 3 large tables covered with glassware, strange alchemical tools like you've seen in alchemist shops. There's various boxes and shelves full of potions and tinctures. All of this stuff looks ancient beyond reason, but well maintained. So, Ramaza will brag that he is a wizard of great skill, a craftsman of the Green Age, one of the best, a master of his craft, a maker of magic items.
Do you?
That is quite impressive.
He
What's
suggests
your
that you
best magic
stay
item?
for a century or two and he could teach you some things about crafting magic items.
Yeah, maybe another time. I have some life left to live before I do things like that. But I'll get back to you on this offer.
So it seems as if Ramazah has been busy. The room, despite being upside down, all of the stuff has been put back in its proper arrangement to be used as a wizard's lab, even though it's upside down.
Can you tell us of some of the items that you have made?
He'll show you the staff that you were telling him to throw down. The staff is quite useful. It can command the powers of the Grey, which is the most powerful source of magic in this area.
It kind of feels like I'm listening to the Ice King if he was a necromancer.
From Adventure Time?
Yeah, it's like you are doing mastery right now, but I don't want you dead. I want to help this stupid ass.
Can I do a detect magic, ninja?
All right. So you can see that his staff is magical, his headband is magical, his bracers are magical, his ring is magical. And tucked within his pockets, there's the glow of magic peeking out from some of his pockets as well. He seems to be holding a scroll case with various scrolls that look magical. There's a wand dangling at his belt that looks magical.
That staff, like, what color is things are glowing?
The staff is made of wood, very fine wood, very lively looking wood.
But is it like glowing red, or like is it
No.
cursed, or?
Is it cursed?
Nothing he has on seems to be cursed.
Interesting. So I guess the magic of the Grey is what powers all of the sorcerers around, huh? And is the Grey the reason why all beings came back to dead after life?
Well, the entire area, the Deadlands, is infused with the Grey. So there is a planar effect here where
Yeah.
life and death are so, like, the barrier between the planes of life and death are so thin here that when you die here, you become undead automatically.
Thought the Feywild was the plane of life.
And that applies to you as well. If you die in the Deadlands, you are undead now.
Damn.
Which could have a whole bunch of complications.
Any resurrection at this point?
I don't know. If you use a resurrection on an undead, does it destroy it instantly?
I don't know.
That's sort of Final Fantasy logic. I'm not sure it applies in D&D.
I think I read something once about using resurrection on a witch's phylactery or some nonsense like that, but it's rather niche.
Yeah. I'm curious. What if I try to bring you back to life?
Ramaza is going to squint his eyes. He says, "You can bring the dead back to life? What are you?"
We are strange things. Supernatural things. Except me, I'm merely a lowly paladin. That, like, my companions here holds strange forces of the world at their beck and call.
Life. Like, you don't mean this, and he waves his hand, and some skeleton in the corner, like, animates
No.
and begins walking around.
I mean, bringing him back to the flesh world.
With
He's-
breathing and bleeding and
He's at a loss for
Thanks.
words. He's thinking about it.
hey, you don't have to come to a decision now. We can come back after you're done with whatever you're doing down here.
Restored life.
Yeah.
No. It would be a weakness in the Deadlands.
Would it? But maybe you could leave the Deadlands.
Hey, listen, if you die, you just come back as an undead, right?
The trouble is, there is nothing here to survive. A living being would have to have water, food, a place to sleep where they're not constantly being attacked by everything.
I don't know, you seem to have that. But listen, we can discuss terms later.
We don't have any food or water. We don't eat. We're undead.
You have shelter.
Ah, yes.
That's one of the steps.
We have remained here, hidden underneath the obsidian.
You absorb life from living things.
Maybe don't frame it like that.
That is one way of feeding yourself, no?
You just gave all the vampires boners.
He's restraining himself. He does want to feed on the living, but he's an intelligent undead, and he can hold himself back.
Interesting. I'll have to bring you guys a blood pack or something.
But these
You've
undead
been-
have, like, never fed. Like, yeah, there was nothing to feed on.
You've been remarkably hospitable, folk. I was kind of expecting to be murdered immediately.
I guess he just learned to live with the eternal hunger of being a vampire with nothing to drink.
Okay, time to not bother him about that anymore.
And what kind
Oh,
of a-
they're
a
actually
strong-
vampires. They're not like skeletons or something.
They're called a Zen. Z-H-E-N. Zen. But, as a shorthand, they are vampire-like. But they have differences. There's similarities and a few differences that make them a little more unique.
Well, that's vampire witches with thorns.
Because they were
perfumes.
born from the necromancy-infused obsidian flood, he gains natural armor class. His entire body is covered in the obsidian. They gain the undead traits, where they don't have to eat, drink, sleep, breathe. He gets some resistances, like poison doesn't work on him, stuff like that. So a whole bunch of undead traits.
Little question. Do you have any magical items that could help us have an easier time in this land of obsidian?
You really insist on going deeper into the Deadlands. What do
Oh,
you
we
hope
are
to
going-
find there?
We're going all the way. We're looking for an ancient artifact. Magical item, very strong magical item. We also
Surely it would
heard
have been
that-
buried in the obsidian. What are you going to bring a mining team?
I don't believe that that's the case. But we have to go deeper. What can you tell us of the other group of undeads?
The orcs are very elusive. I'm not sure exactly where they dwell. Somewhere to the north, but not far. Our troops encounter them and skirmish with them occasionally. But they are hiding just like we are. Hiding from the small ones to the southeast, or the bug dead to the south. Although, it is said that there is a place to the east. But the armies of the dead that rise there, they would take you and they would not be as kind as we are here. Really, you should stay with us, where you would be kept from harm, where your flesh could be preserved, so that the art of your flesh could be preserved. But if you insist on going into the east, there could be uses in that as well. Perhaps you could investigate what is beyond.
Why are the bug dead causing you so much trouble?
You cannot reason with the bug dead.
You can't just blow them
But
up.
you yourself kill a bug dead.
Oh, we have fought the bug dead countless times over the centuries. Nothing
You
stays dead for long.
personally, or like your fallen warriors?
Ah, yes. I see what you're saying. I personally would not battle anyone. I do send my troops forth, crush them.
And when your troops die, they also just kind of regenerate after a while?
In the Deadlands, all things refuse to die. Eventually, we all come back. Some more than others. You can see I have preserved myself for these centuries quite well. You can still see me in my almost human flesh. Although those who have seen battle countless times have been damaged beyond repair, and I have done what I could to craft them into fine new forms.
No, and we're also interested in maybe trying to figure out what happened to these lands. Maybe we can
At the Falling Clan
on the Obsidian Seer.
Well,
Deadlands.
he'll
War is
give
also
you
a type
he'll give you a little bit of information.
of Zen.
The armies of the Cleansing War did go east. He'll tell you that they were going to take a town to the east. They were going to cleanse it. And he was left as a rear guard when the cleansing was happening, to see that none of the non-humans would be able to escape the valley. So, if you are traveling to the east, it's possible that more armies of the Cleansing War would have other bases further to the east.
The mazes of scales, or Numbark.
Oh, my internet's being spotty now.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He doesn't know anything about the mazes of scales. He knows that there are armies of the dead to the east. That would be Newbark and the Bonelands.
Yep.
He says that there are 5 clans of nomads in the Bonelands. Basically, the people over here do not go to the east because they would be snatched up into the armies. There are armies of undead, and his faction... He would be a small fish in a big pond if he went to the east.
Okay.
Here, I'll draw a line. He said that the army went that way. Like, literally off the map.
Okay, Emily.
Beyond the mountains, in that direction. You can see in the distance there are ominous, dark mountains on the horizon to the east.
Where the hell are we heading?
So, Ramazah would like you to stay here, but if you wish to go find more groups of Cleansing War armies, they might be to the east in that direction there.
Alright, well, on that note, I need to stop because my brain's melting.
Calling it quits already? It's only 11:14. Did you have a long day? Did you get up early?
Yes, and then I worked longer than normal and tired.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for playing.
Sorry.
It's okay.
The other, the other cleansing thingies to the east, are they also servants of the same servants of your master?
No. There were a bunch of sorcerer kings and queens, and each of them had their own army, and all of them were here. So when the forces of Rajat attacked, they attacked in a unified, massive horde. So that would be like every sorcerer king showing up in one spot just to wreck it. And apparently they were very successful. So the order of operation, there was the cleansing war, and then there was actually a pretty long period of them being in charge of the area, and then the disaster. So, like, the guide says there was probably 20 years in between. So there was a pretty big stretch. So, basically, the Sorcerer Kings and Queens were in charge of everything from here to the east.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be all bad guys.
Everywhere.
Or the people that they killed who have come back to life now because of the flood. So, like, they wiped out every orc, and then all the orcs came back to life. They wiped out all of the fairies, and then the fairies came back to life. And so on.
But this part of the world is just broken. Like it's like kind of an opening to the gray.
It is an opening to the gray and to the plane of Earth.
Oh. So that's why the hurt elemental, huh?
Yep. The Earth Drake was very drawn to this area because it's infused with that obsidian. You can tell that this enormous plane of obsidian is not natural. Like, you've never seen a landscape like this anywhere else. Planar magic was involved.
Could bring back like a mountain of obsidian, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, if you needed obsidian, you could get an unlimited supply. Now, the merchant, what's his name? Sidaris? He was thinking that a fortune of obsidian would be a good business trade route to set up, but he had no idea how dangerous it was. You know, he thought maybe there would just be regular monsters down here, but this is way above his pay grade. So like, he's going to be quite thankful that you took him on board the airship and are keeping his little group from getting obliterated by these massive hordes of undead that are literally everywhere down here.
A little, I don't exactly know where we should go though from here. Just go east, I guess, till we find something.
Let's see, in a previous era, the orcs lived to the north, the trolls lived to the east. The Fey folk lived to the southeast in Smallhome. There used to be goblins in these parts. He'll flash you an image of each of these creatures. You've seen goblins before. You recognize goblins.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to share any information about that time you defeated Magubli, the god of the goblins, but he sort of offhandedly mentions that there used to be goblins here before the glorious heroes of the Cleansing War got rid of them. But this has got to be sort of an awkward, weird conversation because he's sort of bragging about that time they got rid of the goblins, which, from his perspective as a human who hates goblins, that's a great thing. They got rid of the goblins. But then also from, like, another perspective, they were genociding everything, which is kind of evil.
Oh, so that's the purge you're talking about, huh?
Yeah, the purge that destroyed all the fantasy races in the Green Age.
Could that be the reason why there's an opening to the gray? It's like just the sheer amount of people they killed.
The great masters were doing many strange experiments using the powers of the way and the most impressive works of magic and defiling combined. Using the forces of magic, defiling, and psionics together, they were accomplishing things that nobody had ever done before. Sometimes things go awry in wizard work. You might brew a potion and it explodes because you added too much of one ingredient, not enough of another, and it blows up in your face. Or perhaps you cast a spell and you cast it wrong and it inverts and explodes in your face. Magic can go terribly wrong, and the more powerful the magic, the more wrong it could go. So I don't know anything for sure, and I'm quite curious to find out, but perhaps one of the great masters was doing something in these lands to the east.
Yeah, we should probably go and explore out there. We need to understand what happened here, and we don't know yet where to go for our item. Have you heard of the ancient gods?
Yeah. Yeah, he's quite knowledgeable.
And what of the winged elephants?
He'll say that there was not a major shrine to the winged elephant in these lands that he knew of.
Just wondering if the death of the winged elephant might have had something to do too with some of the magic they were doing here.
He'll tell you that it's information that he doesn't have. It's possible that the worshippers of the winged elephant were non-humans and were
There's still
living in
left of the
secrecy.
castle to...
What's that?
Oh, is there still more of the castle left to explore?
Oh, you want the rest of the tour? He could show you some of the other rooms. This is his crafting room, and he could show you over here. This is where he makes his unique undead. So, everybody roll a DC 15 Constitution save against being nauseated. I roll a 14 for Will. I think he's gonna make it.
Is it like poison?
I'm gonna say that being nauseated is not the same as poison. You are disgusted by what's going on in this room. You're not poisoned by it, but it will make you want to throw up.
I'm rolling.
So this is mostly just a lose your lunch check.
28.
It would cost you an action, but other than that, it's not a big deal.
28.
All right.
I plug my nose.
You avoid revulsion. So the workshop where he crafts his unique undead is grotesque, to say the least. I won't go into gory details, but just imagine the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. Like, it's really bad in here. There's cages for the victims, and there's racks to hold them down, and there's probably a lot of body parts all over the place. But yeah, so that's a disgusting room.
I thought there was nothing for you to work with for a really long time.
Well, they are mining undead from the graveyards and bringing them in here and grafting them together into undead. So he's building the mindless undead out of the dead bodies of the ancients here to bolster his own troops. Some of these would be his own original troops, and some would be just controlled undead that he's built from the graveyards that they excavated. What else we got? We got side area over here. This was the water supply. This area doesn't seem like it gets much use. And when you get to this room and you look up, there's a hole like there was a well, but it's plugged up with obsidian, and there's a mass of obsidian that dripped down through the well and into this chamber, creating sort of a column of obsidian that sticks down into this room. And he'll say this is where some of us first regained our unlives after being dead for such a period of time, when the obsidian leaked in. It resurrected us from our deaths. So that's sort of the origin point of all the undead in here. And then here, he brings you into the room back here. You see that there are portals. So there's one portal here. There's one portal here. There's one portal here.
Have you been through these portals? Were they active?
Okay. He's going to tell you that one of these portals used to go to Tanish. One of these portals used to go to Riemann. And one of these portals used to go to Ulyanes.
Are these all like really ancient city names?
Yes, these are 3 ancient cities. None of these cities exist anymore, and so none of these portals will work. But a long, long time ago, this used to be a room that connected to the 3 of the corners of the world across the tableland. So basically, this portal went to Rom. This portal went to Yaramuk, which is in between Rom and Uruk. It's a city that's a ruin that doesn't exist anymore. And this one used to go to Selik before it became a ruin.
How long have they been closed for?
Since the catastrophe.
Okay.
It's like walking through a museum. This is nice.
Alright. We got a couple of areas left. One of these areas is magic related. So he'll describe this room was a training area. Over here, we would train the way, the powers of the mind. And over here, we would train wizardry, powers of magic. True mastery of both was essential. The great masters instructed us to study hard in both of these different methodologies.
Do the undead still practice their skills?
Undead are incapable of learning new skills. They remember what they knew in life, but are incapable of developing those skills further. So this room is basically abandoned. Nobody uses it anymore.
Okay. Like a ritual room?
Mostly like a training hall. This area looks like a public area for people to do recreational activities. There might be a few Fallen hanging out here. As I described earlier, they go through the motions of things they might have done regularly in life. So possibly one of them is sitting at a mirror, kind of brushing hair that's not there anymore or is patchy. And another one is over here and seems to be pretending to smoke a pipe, but there's nothing in the pipe because there's no plant matter anywhere. So, strange stuff that they're sort of just going through the motions.
And what are the banshees doing in the walls?
Now the
Ram
banshees, do they belong to you?
Ramazan doesn't like talking about that, but you've been friendly enough with him, and his reaction roll is pretty good, so he'll give you some information. He doesn't like to tell this story, but this happened after the cleansing. We were victorious, and it was just before the catastrophe. The ogres, those damned ogres, we had defeated them. We crushed the ogres. We fought them for many days. They had defended this place. They fought us tooth and nail up and down the winding way. They held us for days. The siege was brutal, but eventually we killed them all. And for years and years, we had thought ourselves completely victorious, but the ogres that we had cleansed, they were restless dead, and they rose to attack us suddenly. This occurred right as the apocalypse was unfolding, like just before it happened. It's unclear whether it was directly related, or if it was merely a coincidence. It is known that the angered dead can rise. It is more common among the dwarves than it is among other races, but it's not unheard of for a group to die a particularly bad death with unfinished business. These particular ogres, they fought us so hard they must have been truly duty-bound to hold this place, and when we killed them, they came back to unlife with a vendetta against us. So he doesn't like recalling this information. He might have actually died in that battle against the ogres.
Oh, so they're technically hostile to you then?
The ogres were hostile, but my powers of necromant are too impressive for weak undead such as that to resist my command, and I have commanded them not to attack those who are under my protection. So long as you are under my protection, they will not lay a finger on you.
Well, thank you for your protection then.
So he is quite a powerful necromancer to have control of so many undead. This is beyond anything that a mortal necromancer would normally be capable of. But it might have to do with the latent magic of the environment, because everything just naturally becomes undead. It might be easier to retain control over a larger number of undead if you are a necromancer. But this is probably just conjecture that you might have rolling around in your heads.
I feel like in the spirit of freedom, I ought to warn you that there is a sort of undead sorcerer king by the name of Dragoth that wants to kind of like take over this area and might try to like control you and all the other undead here.
Dragoth, you speak of the Sorcerer King of Giustenel, the Dread King, Ravager of Giants?
I do. We encountered him on one of our journeys. He was underneath some mountains. And he was raising an undead army of his own over there.
He came back to life. He was attacked by other sorcerer kings.
See, this is what I was saying. The great lady, Oines of Waverly, cannot possibly stay dead. Just like Dragoth, I'm sure she had contingency plans.
If she did, we have not witnessed her as of yet.
And truly, being undead is not so bad. However, he likes being in charge, so he would not appreciate being taken by Dragoth. So he appreciates the warning. He'll ask for a description of Dragoth's troops so he can recognize them.
I'll send him
Just
the mental
describe
image of it.
He
That way you can-
is disgusted. Non-humans, he spits. So this is basically heresy, that one of the Sorcerer Kings would use non-humans as their army.
Oh. Things have changed.
Well, I mean, all of the Sorcerer Kings more or less turn into dragons, don't they? So
Yeah.
they technically become non-humans themselves.
You're talking nonsense now. He has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
To him,
That's-
all
yeah,
of the Sorcerer Kings and
well,
Queens are
that's kind of
perfectly
what the new
normal
modern
humans.
Sorcerer Kings do nowadays.
Well, this is
That
news
was
to him.
before. That was before the dragons, no?
All the Sorcerer Kings do a pretty good job of hiding it.
Do they not know about Boris is a massive
No.
freaking dragon?
And that's after.
No.
That's after this. This what the period he's talking about.
Yeah, to him, they're all humans, and the Cleansing War was all about the humans against everyone else.
Yeah. So they were still. They weren't like sorcerer kings at that point.
This was in the 144th King's Age, the Cleansing War. A long, long time ago. Well, this is all very interesting. What of the other Sorcerer Kings and Queens? He's going to basically ask you about each.
Well, there's one that we seen die. And Tyr.
So he asks about Kalik, and that's the one that
Yeah.
died in Tyr.
Yeah. There's the one we just killed not so long ago.
It was technically like more like a sorcerer prince than a king. He was like
Yep.
trying to grow, but we killed him before he really ascended. So, yeah.
What of Tekta Title?
Oh, he's still kicking around.
Yeah.
What
There's
of
Gog as well.
Hamanu, the Lion of the Desert?
Yeah. He's kind of a problem.
He's still up in the city. I don't know if you know the name, if it changed, but it's he's still in Urk.
Eric. Yep. The city names have changed since then.
Actually, I think Uruk is one of the only ones that didn't.
Oh. Is that all though?
But he's pretty far
What about
north
Nobody?
of here, and he's
Yeah.
been a nuisance to our city, but he hasn't really attacked super hard. Just sent some troops and then left us alone after that.
He'll ask about Galard, the Bane of Gnomes.
I don't know of Galard.
That one's Nibene, but there's quite a difference between what Nibene used to be and what he presents himself as now. So there's just not going to be a recognition there.
Do we know that Nibene killed all the gnomes? Or
I don't know.
Yeah, you probably don't. He'll ask about Androponus.
oh yeah, he sends centurions, and they're annoying.
It's very secluded.
he's around.
Very secluded. Doesn't like to come out of his city. There's also the Princess Gog.
He perks up at this. He's going to shoot some psionic commands at some of his troops, and they're going to hastily leave. Tell me more, he
favor
says.
the Princess of Gold?
I think. Yeah, that's pretty much all we know. You know?
He was he perked up at the mention that there's other humans here. He's going to send some troops to gather them as well.
I don't know if you want to try and take the humans out of the 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 guard of their sorcerer kings, you might enrage them, and then they might like wipe you out.
He laughs.
To be frank, what you should be a little bit more terrified about is competing with Boris the Dragon.
No, we
You
serve
would
the
come
great
in-
masters.
He would come here and swipe you off of this world if you try stealing from him. If you're scared of a hurt elemental, you'll be terrified of the dragon.
Okay. He's going to ask about Keltus the Lizard Man Executioner.
No idea who that is.
That's your boy, Oronus,
I don't know him.
the King of Kern, the Avengian.
No, we don't know their old names, so that's the thing.
Yeah. All right, so he
Didn't he
asks
say
you...
if people went out of the obsidian place, they would just die though?
There is concern that if the undead leave the Deadlands, that whatever magic keeps them undead would diminish over time, and that they would just be reduced to a dead body after a while.
Mm-hmm. They'll be disconnected from the gray.
Yeah, they basically need that connection to the Grey in order to continue their unlife.
So they're dooming themselves if they leave, huh?
But this isn't confirmed, this is only suspected. So, as a wizard, he made his Arcana check, and to his best understanding, the kind of undead that they are is tied to the region. And that there's no guarantee they could exist outside of the region. If there is an outside of the region, and his people are a little unsure that anything does exist outside of the Deadlands.
Could we let our ship know that some creatures might try to come out, and if they could keep an eye on them?
Okay, you throw a warning to your crew. Watch out for undead.
Yeah, and reach out about and see if what happens to them when they leave the zone.
Currently, there's a big storm outside, and they've battened down the hatches and gone below decks for security. Let's see, who did they not ask about yet? Daskanor, Lalalipui,
Oh, we don't know all of those. There's none of them
Kalidma.
we really don't know any
Yeah,
of those.
What about Cielba? Queen Cielba of Yaramuk?
No.
So he names off all of these great masters from his era that he is sure would still be kicking. And some of them, you know, are sorcerer kings that are still around.
Yeah. We don't know any of those. They might be dead. Many have died and vanished and left this world. Alright.
Also, there's workshops. So his undead can craft armor and weapons in these different workshops here. And then after that, you come back to the entrance. All right, so your host, Ramazah, is going to make one last attempt to persuade you.
What, to stay?
Hang on a second, let me look something up here. Everybody roll a saving throw. It's a wisdom saving throw, DC 21.
Oh, we're good at those. We have advantage on that, right?
Ooh.
Well, my minimum is 21.
Will rolled a nat 20, so he got his.
I got a minimum of 21, Ninja.
Okay,
Yeah, 32.
32. And I'll roll for Taro.
Hey, what do you mean you have a minimum? You don't have a minimum saving throw. You have
No, you're right. That's our
a
check.
skill check.
Yeah. Okay, I got 25. We all have advantage, Ninja. On wisdom check.
It's a good thing, because Taro would have rolled a 1, but my advantage dice was a 17. And he's got, like, +5, so he makes it. Okay, so Ramazah brings you to the entrance as if to let you go. And the words that come out of his mouth are, "You are free to go, but my friends, I suggest that you stay with me forever." And it was a
Fireball.
magical suggestion that you stay, but you resisted it, and when it didn't work, he just shrugs and says, "Go if you must, but you will always have a place here."
Oh, can I give him a warning?
What do you want to warn him?
A spiritual guardian. Make them feel a little bit of a radiant light.
You gonna hit him with it?
Well, he's near him, so it's just everyone that's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, if it would hit him, he counterspells it.
Oh, he counterspells it.
Then he counterspells your counterspell.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I'm not counterspelling my counterspell.
Does
You're
his
not the
extra
only one.
forms give him extra reactions to multiple counterspell?
So the way I have it working for him is that he has counterspell memorized, and then he has a legendary action that says he can cast any spell out of turn. So then he counterspells, and then you counterspell his counterspell, and then he takes a legendary action to counterspell your counterspell.
That's okay. You're not the only one that can cast some spells, you know?
He's intensely defensive, so if you were to injure him, he would simply vanish and go to a secure, safe location that you don't know where he is. He would
Yeah.
become invisible, and then his armies would just move in to defend. But, you know, he is going to smile knowingly that you beat his magic, but he's not going to press you, and he's not going to have his forces attack you or anything. He's just an evil wizard, and he sort of coyly says, "Well, you can't blame me for trying."
Mm-hmm. And you can't blame me for sending you to the world of flames forever. If I feel like it.
So
We will-
he wants
we
you to
will-
stay here, and he wants your flesh. He wants to make you into one of his undead minions.
We might be back one day. When we found out what we are looking for. My offer is still here to bring you back to life. That will allow you maybe to leave these lands.
Yeah.
That's quite the offer.
He wouldn't
Where
be
you
able to
can,
survive as a mortal in the Deadlands, and he doesn't believe that there is anything left to the world beyond.
Maybe a life where you can build new skills and not be stuck in this skin.
But he is curious what you'll find to the east, and so he is going to offer you a sending stone. Keep in contact using this stone. We can send messages back and forth with it.
Mm-hmm. Don't try any tricks.
I'm familiar with sending stones.
Yeah, we got a bunch.
Use your magics. You'll see that it has only this one enchantment on it. No curses, no tricks.
Can be used as a beacon, though. A beacon.
True, a locate object spell would find you. I know of this object, and if I know of this object, my spell would detect where you're at.
Yeah.
You know this, I know this. Is it a problem?
No, I'll just find a volcano.
I don't know if there are any known volcanoes in the Deadlands.
I don't know.
He's simply going to request that you...
Hey, Skywell, you're here at the last, like, 20 to 10 minutes.
Yeah,
What's
we
up?
have a war zone right now. I got my phone charged at the school just to say hello. We had a tornado go through. We had some water. We won't have power for a while,
Wow.
but
Yeah, stay safe, man.
thankfully, no damage to the house. But a lot of our neighbors have trees that went through their houses and stuff. So
I've lived through that sort of thing before. Yikes.
Tornado?
tornado, yeah.
Pretty scary.
E2, I guess, or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. It's throwing trees around.
Yeah.
Well, we were wondering where you were at. That's a damn good excuse.
I should have at least said hello or said earlier or something like
That's
that. But
okay.
my phone was dead.
Don't worry.
So
Yeah, it was
All
mostly
right,
just a big RP night. We met one of the factions, talked to an evil wizard and his army.
I really miss it, and I'm sorry. I was hustling during that time, trying to get my family taken care of. But I do apologize, and I am sorely missing missing out on that.
Well, no apology
Yeah.
necessary. I mean, your priorities, man. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you up when you're back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hopefully next week. Also, my computer is actually toast right now too, so I'm gonna work on that as well.
Toast. Is it just like no power, or is it like damaged?
Water?
Okay. Good luck with that.
It will not boot. It goes through the boot process, but then the moment you get to your desktop, you can't move your mouse, and then it goes to a blue screen of death.
Oh, no.
So
What the hell?
and I did that even after I did a full destructive reset of the computer, like delete all my files and reload Windows from the partition.
Factory reset?
And
Oh.
it still wouldn't do it. So I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna bring my tower in and see what's
like
up.
Sounds like a hard drive or maybe RAM.
Yeah,
Hardware
I don't.
issues.
It's sounding like a hardware issue, so I'm gonna take it in. But
Well, shitty.
I've been at work too late the past couple of days. Yeah,
That's a lot of bad luck all in a row.
it sure is. It sure is. But hopefully, I'll be joining you guys good for next week.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Good luck.
Alright, take care, man.
Hope to
All right.
see you.
So sorry again, and catch you next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll just listen in the last 10 minutes while I'm on my way back home from the school.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so Ramaza wants you to stay, but he's not going to hold you. So, but he does give you the sending stone, and he requests that you keep in contact. He might be able to help you one way or another, and in exchange, he asks that you give him information about what lies beyond, because his reclusive little group has really not gone far. They're small and very defensive and very cautious, and so they have only explored probably a few miles within the edge of the wall here.
Okay.
So they have not been to, what is this place? New Bark?
They've gotten to
They
the
have not
edge
been.
of several of these other factions, like Newbark or the Small Home, places like that. They've gotten to the edge of it and seen how dangerous they are and overrun with other armies of undead, and then they turn back. So
Well,
scouting missions, and that's it.
I'm gonna put the sending stone inside of our communal bag of holding.
Okay.
That way he cannot find it.
It is in a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be scryed on by this kindly wizard.
Nope.
That tried to use magic to keep us here? No. Not
Mhm.
really.
We can just destroy all of his troops, you know?
He just wants to give you an extra skin. Is that so bad?
Yeah. I'm really curious about turn on dead in this room here right now.
That's not the only thing he could do. He could give you, let's see, where is
What,
it?
the plague?
He could give you an extra leg, an extra arm.
Yeah, but would we even still be able to continue adventuring at that point?
Ooh,
we're-
redundant muscles,
yeah.
+4 strength.
That's kind of neat.
That's a good one, huh?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to have an extra bicep next to your bicep that's sort of grafted onto it that like doubles your strength?
Only if I can stay alive, you know? Not be 100.
And the extra layer of skin gives you damage resistance 3. That's nothing to slouch at. That's a pretty
What does
good
that do? Just take -3 damage off of everything?
off of everything. Yep.
Wow.
And what's the cost?
Your
You
life?
become undead.
You become an
You become
undead
a-
creature with an extra layer of skin grafted onto your skin.
Yeah, you become a slave undead.
Oh, that's a big cost.
Yep.
And also, he's insane, and he considers each of them works of art. So it's like a museum for strange undead with unique modifications.
Yeah, that's too high a cost. I was considering it, but no.
You were considering-
And this is one of the friendliest factions. So there's one other faction out there friendlier than this one, but most of them are very unkind.
So, but they're all undead.
Yeah, everybody in the Deadlands is undead. So these are called Zen, and a Zen is kind of like a vampire.
Oh.
So it's like you're in a place overrun with vampires and wraiths and zombies and intelligent zombies.
And the sun actually doesn't reach us here, right? I mean, is it actually dark?
The
Or
sun,
do we still see the sun?
the sun comes out, but it is obscured by a near perpetual storm of sand and obsidian.
Oh.
Have they ever been touched by the sun before through the specks of the dust?
Yeah, I mean, they are not happy to be hit by sunlight, but I don't think it kills them.
No.
I guess
I was
we're gonna
wondering
leave.
what sunburst would do to them.
I guess after all this, we'll just leave and head towards the east.
I'm seeing if I can find a specific detail in their notes here. Nah, nothing. No specific light vulnerability, but as an undead, they just don't like it. They like the dark.
So they're like vampire type, but they're not vampires. They're
They
not
don't
like the
have that
classic-
particular weakness.
Like they're not the classic vampire.
Right. They are still vampires in the sense that they want to drink your blood, and they have that vampire and vampire spawn hierarchy command going on. And they
Okay.
can also create more Zen by feeding. So if they were to feed on you with their little hand mouth, then you would become a Zen.
They're like this train. You know
Yeah.
that show?
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah. Yeah, the vampire and this train, they're like, they're pretty good, pretty nuts. Okay, well, I guess we're done for today. No?
Yeah, 11:59. I guess we can call it quits. Out there in Twitch land, thanks for watching. We'll probably be back next Wednesday for another stream. So join us then. We had some first-time chatters.
Oh.
Bard of Rhymes, the will of the wise, which discern deceit, for which hearkens in the dark a keener mind would defeat. That's cool. He also said, an evil wizard for which aspires for soldiers, for flesh and metal to do as he whims upon his arcane shoulders. A controller, a megalomaniac, a man who may one day dare again to attack. And then he says, hope you are safe, adventurer from afar. May your woes duly end upon the rising of the next northern star. Well, that's cool. That sounds like an actual human being who put some thought into writing some stuff. And not just somebody saying, like, hey, buy our Streamaboo bots.
Yeah. That's really cool.
That is really cool. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
All right, can end the stream there. Catch us next time.